Good morning, digital mentors. Thank God it's Friday. Well, even if it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, as an entrepreneur, we're always on, right? Like I'm always on. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. There's times when I don't even know what day of the week it is, and I am on. Like I'm always connecting, doing business, helping others, doing what I love to do. So I hope that that is the same for you, that you are a person of service, a person that really loves to help others, even if the money is not there yet. Yet is the key word, okay? So I hope that you take this topic that I'm going to speak about today, take it personally and really like go within and see if you are focused on the prize. Okay, that is the topic of the day. Focus on the prize. When I was asked, what is your topic of the day? It just came to me so quickly that it was like, focus on the prize. And what I mean by that is, what is the prize for you? One of the things that I learned over this week, because I have a spiritual coach that I connect with, and she's really like awesome on delivering her content about quantum physics, about our energy, and how everything really is affected by our energy. But one of the things that she said during this week was, if you don't have a prize to look to, like if you don't celebrate, or if you don't have that one thing that you're really like excited to experience, not necessarily achieve, but to experience, then a lot of times what happens is your brain doesn't give you the ideas, because it doesn't really know where you're headed. Like, what is the prize that you are wanting to create for yourself? So today what I want to share is a couple of things that I had to do for myself that might help you to also really focus on the prize more than anything else. A lot of times we're focusing on, oh, what is it? How do I do that, right? I'm not saying we don't have to work. Of course we have to work. If we didn't work, then, how are we going to ever, create that post? How are we ever going to connect with those people? How are we ever going to move them to the next logical step and then eventually get them in front of us so that we can see if there is additional help, or if they can, use our services or our products or whatever, right? So what I want to share here is a couple of things that you might want to think about, because a lot of times we're just going every day. It's like it repeats itself, right? So I want you to think about, if I were to focus on the prize, what is the prize? But before that, okay, before we go to that number two, because that's really number two, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Number one is focus, right? Focus. Now, what is that one thing that you're focused on? For example, are you focused on building a business that is sustainable, that is going to be long term, that is going to help a lot of people, that you're going to give of your time and your energy and all of that? Are you focused on that, or are you focused on the prize? For example, in my case, okay, my case in the way that I'm growing my business is, my prize, believe it or not, is to get to build relationships that are so congruent with what I'm doing. But not just that, I'll be able to meet them face to face, that I'll be able to spend time with them, embrace them, be able to help them to elevate their thinking, to elevate their business. But my whole prize is really like embracing the people that I work with, loving on them, really feeling like, you know what, we are connected. I know we're connected energetic, but we're connected by heart. We're connected in the sense that I want what you want so bad for you, that like I even can help you energetically to get to that place. Simply because I believe in you, simply because I can see that you're taking these certain steps, and I'm like excited for you. For me, Yolanda Kennerly, that is my prize. I mean, I have a huge dream, okay, to buy this beautiful home. And it's not even necessarily because of the beautiful home, because I have a beautiful home now, but it is so that I can eventually have female entrepreneurs come and men too, right? But I mainly, help women come and enjoy a weekend with me and really put the pieces together of their business over this weekend. Like that is my main goal. Why? Because I already see us, celebrating the wins, celebrating going out to the lake, because this is obviously a lake house, right? Going out in the lake, enjoying ourselves with a nice glass of wine, a nice cup of coffee, whatever it is that you drink. Like I I'm already experiencing that. And that is for me is the prize. Okay. It's not even necessarily like how much money am I going to make during this event? No, I haven't even thought about that. That's not even it. It's the prize is really what I'm focused on. Helping as many women as I can. And that should be something that you're like, oh, who do you serve? I want to help those people, right? So that is the prize. They are the prize, but also you are the gift to that prize. Okay. So I don't want you to leave yourself out of that, because when people really come and see you and they learn from you and all of that, they're embracing who you already are. So you are already the value. You are really truly the one that is going to help them to get to the next level. So as you and I know, whatever we focus on grows. If you're focusing on the fact that you don't have people buying your stuff, your courses, whatever it is that you're bringing to the marketplace, guess what? You're going to create more of that lack. But if you shift your mindset and you think about, wow, I am so excited. I'm so grateful that people want my stuff. That people consistently buy my products, consistently reach out to me for coaching sessions, consistently, right? When you focus on that, it's such an like that's all you can create is more of that. Okay. So whatever you're focused on is going to grow. But I want you to focus more than anything on the prize. Do you have one? You might not. You might want to consider having one. Okay. So that way you don't feel like I'm repeating myself, doing the same thing every single year, and I only get so far. Okay. So that is one of the things that you want to do is focus. Number one. Number two is the prize, right? We talked about what is the prize. Now, prize can be different things, right? So the prize could be, for example, really personal development, growing your inner being, growing yourself. That could be the prize because when you start growing, what happens is you help other people to grow as well. Okay. So the other thing can be like for me right now, okay, right now in my personal life, it's I want to build muscle. Like I really want to, I don't want to be a bodybuilder, but I just know that at my age, getting ready to hit 60 in 3 months, I know that I need muscle to have strength, right? I want to be able to help a lot of people for a very long, 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 long time. And so I just hired a coach yesterday, all about lifting. I'm talking about 30-pound weights. I'm like, wait a second. I was doing these 3, 5, 8 pounders. And she's like, no, you need to get you some 30s, some, 20s. And I'm like, oh gosh, like, really? Yes, really. So for me, what's the prize? The having the muscles that I need to have longevity, right? That's my prize. So if it's for business, what is the prize for the business? I already mentioned what mine is, right? So do you have that in every area of your life? Your personal? Yeah, your personal. For me, I always set my personal goal first. Like, what is my prize? My personal prize is this. About 2 years ago was my health, because my health was declining very, very fast. Of course, I was, hanging out at Starbucks. I was, eating all the wrong things. I was not taking care of myself. I didn't even realize that I lacked these minerals and vitamins in my body. And so I invested in myself to get my health back in check. And it was in a very short amount of time that that happened. Why? Because I focused on it and I knew what the prize was going to be. I was going to feel energized. I was going to feel clarity of mind, like all of those things, right? So I did that personally first, and then later on I come into, relationships, which includes personal, but also relationships in my business. Like, who are the people that I really want to be associated with? Who are the people that I feel are going to, um, reciprocate, right? I help you, you help me, in that kind of relationships. And I have built so many here inside of Digital Mentors. So when you start thinking about focusing on the prize, I think what happens is you release all of the heaviness of, oh my gosh, all of those activities that I need to do for my business. Oh, I don't even know how to do that. I believe that when you focus on the prize, what happens is you start attracting those things to you, because you're no longer trying to, like, what's the word I was, you're not trying to control what's happening. Just let it happen. If something happens that you don't agree with, yes, acknowledge it. Yes, maybe you need to call attention to it, right? To say, hey, I'm not going to be part of this no more. But then also you have to release it and move forward. Okay. One of the things that I want to share is I do have some props here for us. I want you to be selfish. And I want you to be selfish in this way. A lot of times we think about, oh my gosh, selfish. I can't be selfish because, selfish people, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you what selfish means. And I actually had coached a young lady through live video, because she was an introvert and live video was kind of like her little, struggle. So she came through the the live video challenge, and she made a t-shirt, and I love it. I actually bought two of her t-shirts. Okay. And her t-shirt says um selfish. Okay. Just like this, selfish. Bought two, black one and white one. But the back of it, she explains what selfishness means. Okay. And it says selfish, to take pride in oneself, to take pride in oneself, to love yourself. That is the adjective of selfish. Okay. I have a black one, and I even got me a blue one. And these are my walking t shirts. These are what I wear when I go walking in the morning, because I didn't believe that selfish was a good thing. I didn't believe that for a long, long time, because what? You grow up hearing your parents say, don't be selfish, share with your brothers. I had 8 siblings. Well, I'm the eighth, okay? 7 siblings, okay? And I constantly heard, don't be selfish, don't be selfish. Even as an adult, like, if you had 2 vehicles, you were expected to let somebody borrow your other vehicle, even though you were the one that purchased it, okay? Don't be selfish. So, how about if we flip that word or flip that sentence and say, you know what? I'm going to be selfish, right? I am going to take pride in myself, and I'm going to love myself. That is what it means. And when you really, like, I had to sit down with this t-shirt for a little bit, okay? Because even my husband says, what does that say? And I said, it says selfish. And he's like, selfish? You're already selfish. That's what he said. I'm like, look at the back. And he's like, oh. Like, a lot of times people will judge us based on how they grew up as well. Okay. So I grew up in the same way my husband grew up. It's like so funny how we just have the same kind of background, even though he is, he born here in the United States. I was born in Mexico, right? Like, we still have the same upbringing, to even to this point of the word selfish. So when I'm sharing, but the reason why I'm sharing this, to be selfish, is simply because when you love yourself, when you have self love, that's all you can attract to you. It's people that are going to love you, that are going to honor you, they're going to respect you. And those that don't, is simply because they still need to work on themselves. But love is really the creator of all. If you just love, okay, you will create such a beautiful lifestyle for yourself, such a beautiful business for yourself, that you will not even miss a beat to show up to your business. You will not even show up, like, you won't even miss a beat to say, you know what can I create so that I can help more people? What can I do? And that idea starts flowing through, because you're doing it in a way that you love you, And so all you want to do is love others. And I believe truly in my heart that that's how Digital Mentors was created. The foundational, uh, the foundation of Digital Mentors was selfish. They really truly did take pride in themselves in regards to like the business, right? The business model, what they have done for, you know, years, right? And then also because they love themselves enough to love others. So the reason why I'll bring this to you is because when you focus on the prize, that love is attached to that prize and you can actually create it much faster. The business that I wanted when I first started with Digital Mentors is the business that I have now. Of course, now it's like other ideas are coming, next level, right? Next level, next me. Like I really need to like, no, I don't need, I want to strive for something that is, more creative, more, a little bit more advanced than what I have now, right? But what I want to share is that I actually started to love myself. I had to do work for that. It's not something you should say, okay, I love myself. No, I had to like literally learn how to love myself because we are judged on a consistent basis by our parents, by our teachers, by our siblings, by ourselves. That I had to learn a technique that is called the mirror work. And I had to look in the mirror every single morning as soon as I woke up, as soon as I got up, and you don't look the best when you wake up, right? As soon as I got up, I had to tell myself, look into my eyes, in the apple of my eyes, and tell myself, I love you. I really, really love you. Every time I saw a mirror, I would stand close to it. You know how hard it is when you really don't have that self love? To tell yourself because we're always expecting someone else to tell us they love us so we can feel affirmed. No, it's I had to tell me and I had to believe that I love myself enough to go after my dreams, to go after the prize, to focus on that and that alone. And whatever didn't align with it, it had to be removed. It doesn't matter who it is, what it is, it needed to be removed because next level, next me. Next level, next you. So let me know if you have any questions about this. I don't know if I went deep or not. I am a deep person. Let me know if you have any questions. If you feel like, yes, you know what, I do need to put a prize on my goal, personal, something that's personal to me. Let me know if that is you, and we will answer any questions that you have. And if not, if we're done and you like this content, I'm glad that you did. Self love allows us to be able to love others. Yes. Yes, 100%. And that's why when I started to really work, I'm talking about this is like 4 years ago, yeah, maybe 5 years ago. Okay. I teach that now because I know how powerful See, okay. Um, it's so hard when you don't, for sure. It is. It is. It affects every area of your life. It affects your business. It affects your relationships. So self-love first, and then, you know what I'm saying? It'll flow. It'll just flow from out of you. I definitely need to put a price. Yes, put it down, girl. It doesn't matter. For me, my prize is like for me, like looking at it, I'm thinking, wow, that's a big prize. But guess what? I've been inside my prize. I've been inside that house and I don't even know like how it really happened. It was such a cool story simply because I had a prize and then boom, there it is. It showed up. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is it. This is the person. This is the house. This is where I can give my trainings. This is where we can enjoy our time together. This is where we can put, the food setting. This is where we can take them for, we can have the boat, take them for. I'm like, everything just like it appeared. Okay. It appeared. Now it's just a matter of me, obviously, doing the work, putting things together so that I can accomplish that, right? Love the new idea to be selfless. Yes, 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 yes. And it's something that I'm not kidding, okay? Raymond, I honestly felt really like low whenever I would think, I'm going to be selfish. So now what I say to my family when there's some things that are coming up, right? Because like my daughter moved out of the house, which, it's her season too. And I was okay with it. I hear a lot of moms get all freaked out about it. I'm like, I'm so excited for my daughter. This is a new adventure for her, independence. Like I taught her well, so I know she's going to do well, right? But at the same time, it was like she left me her little baby, which is Osita. And most of you know Osita. She's a lot of work, right? And so I'm like, I sometimes had to tell Osita, listen, it's me first. Like she wants to go out for a walk or she wants to, eat because she's very spoiled. So I hand feed her, right? I'm like, me first. I have to go first because if I don't go first, then I'm not going to be the best version of myself. So that's really what helped me to kind of get it together and realize, you know what? Being selfish is not a bad thing. The meaning is not a bad thing. So I shouldn't feel that way about it at all. All right. So I'm glad that you like that idea. Like I said, I bought 2 t-shirts. Why? Because I want to remind myself on a consistent basis that it's not a bad thing to be selfish, to love yourself, because from the love that you have for yourself, it pours out to all areas of your life, all of them. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you guys have a phenomenal weekend. Make it a great Friday, a productive, a results oriented Friday, right? And like always, be your own hero.